serene town of Ilorin, located in the heart of Kwara State, lived a young couple whose love story was as beautiful as the quiet, rolling hills that surrounded their home. Yusuf, a tall, kind-hearted man from Kogi State, worked as a respected banker in the busy city center. His dedication and integrity had earned him a reputation as one of the most reliable professionals in the local bank. Aminat, a native of Kwara State, was the embodiment of grace and warmth. She worked as a teacher at the Federal College Secondary School, spending her afternoons crafting lesson plans and her mornings filling young minds with knowledge and dreams. Her love for children extended beyond the classroom, as she was also a devoted mother to their two beautiful children, Ibrahim and Zainab. Their life together was simple but profoundly fulfilling. They had met 5 years earlier at a friend's wedding, where their mutual shyness had been overcome by an instant connection. Yusuf was captivated by Aminat's gentle smile and the sparkle in her eyes, while Aminat was drawn to Yusuf's quiet strength and the kindness that radiated from him. After a year of courtship filled with long conversations under the stars and shared dreams of the future, they were married in a modest but joyous ceremony. Their families, coming together from Kogi and Kwara, celebrated the union with heartfelt blessings, dances, and traditional songs that echoed through the night. Yusuf and Aminat built their life on a foundation of mutual respect and shared values. They purchased a modest house on the outskirts of Ilorin, where the air was fresh and the neighborhood friendly. Their home was a haven of love and laughter, always filled with the aroma of Aminat's delicious cooking and the sound of their children's playful chatter. Ibrahim, their eldest, was a curious and energetic boy of 8. He adored his father and often declared he would become a banker just like him. Zainab, a bright-eyed 5-year-old, followed her mother everywhere, mimicking her every move and often declaring she would be a teacher like her mother. Their children's laughter and the simple joys of daily life filled their home with a warmth that was palpable to anyone who visited. Every morning, Yusuf would prepare for work with meticulous care, dressing in his well-pressed suits and kissing Aminat and the children goodbye. His days at the bank were busy but rewarding, and he took pride in helping his clients manage their finances and plan for their futures. In the afternoons, Aminat would walk the children to the nearby park, where they played on the swings and chased each other on the green lawns. In the evenings, the family would gather around the dinner table to share their day's stories. Yusuf would recount interesting encounters at the bank, and Aminat would share amusing anecdotes from her classroom. The children, with their boundless energy, would interrupt with their own tales of playground adventures and new discoveries. Yusuf and Aminat had big dreams for their family. They envisioned a future where their children would grow up to be educated, kind, and successful. They often talked about the importance of hard work, integrity, and compassion, hoping to instill these values in Ibrahim and Zainab. Yusuf dreamed of starting his own business one day, perhaps a small financial consultancy, where he could offer personalized advice and support to local entrepreneurs. Aminat supported his dream wholeheartedly and often encouraged him to take the first steps towards making it a reality. She, too, had dreams beyond her current life. She wished to further her education and eventually open a school that would provide quality education to children from all walks of life. Together, they saved diligently, making sure to set aside funds for their children's education and for the future they both hoped to build. They made time for each other amidst their busy schedules, knowing that their love and partnership were the cornerstones of their family's happiness. One evening, as Yusuf and Aminat sat on the porch of their modest home, the sky ablaze with the colors of sunset, Yusuf turned to her with a thoughtful expression. "Aminat," he said softly, "I've been thinking about starting my own financial consultancy. What do you think?" Aminat looked at him, her eyes reflecting the warmth of the setting sun. "I think it's a wonderful idea, Yusuf. You've always been so good with people and their financial worries. I believe you can make a real difference." Their conversation was interrupted by the excited laughter of Ibrahim and Zainab chasing each other around the yard. Yusuf smiled, his eyes softening as he watched them. "We're building something beautiful here, aren't we?" he said, squeezing Aminat's hand. On weekends, they would pack a picnic and drive to the countryside, enjoying the beauty of nature and the simple pleasure of each other's company. These outings were cherished moments, filled with laughter, love, and the reaffirmation of their commitment to each other. As the years passed, their bond only grew stronger. They faced life's challenges with a united front, supporting each other through thick and thin. The community admired them for their dedication to each other and their children, often remarking on how rare and beautiful their love was. Yusuf and Aminat's life was a testament to the power of love, respect, and shared dreams. They lived quietly but meaningfully, always looking towards a glorious future with hope and determination. Their story was one of mutual support, enduring love, and the unwavering belief that together they could overcome any obstacle and achieve their dreams. In their small but cozy home, filled with love and laughter, Yusuf and Aminat were more than just a couple. They were a team, a partnership built on a foundation of trust and shared aspirations. Their life, though simple, was rich with the things that truly mattered: love, family, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow. Life had been peaceful and fulfilling for Yusuf and Aminat. However, as often happens in life, their serenity was abruptly shattered. One evening, Yusuf returned home from work complaining of a headache and fatigue. Aminat, ever attentive, made him a warm cup of tea and suggested he rest. They thought it was just the result of a long day at the bank. The next day, Yusuf's condition worsened. He developed a high fever and experienced severe pain. Aminat stayed by his side, doing everything she could to comfort him. They went to the hospital, where the doctor diagnosed a viral infection and prescribed some medications. Despite the treatment, Yusuf's health deteriorated rapidly. 2 days later, the inevitable happened. Yusuf, the pillar of Aminat's life and the loving father of their children, passed away in the early hours of the morning. The shock of his sudden death left Aminat reeling. She had been by his side, holding his hand, whispering words of love and encouragement, hoping he would pull through. But now he was gone. The news of Yusuf's death spread quickly through their community, bringing an outpouring of condolences and support. Friends and neighbors gathered at their home, offering words of comfort and assistance with the funeral arrangements. Despite the support, Aminat felt an overwhelming sense of loneliness and fear. The man she had built her life with, her confidant and partner, was no longer there. As Aminat mourned her husband, her grief was compounded by the unexpected hostility from Yusuf's family. They arrived from Kogi State, and instead of offering support, they brought accusations and suspicions. Aminat was accused of being responsible for Yusuf's death, a claim that was both baseless and cruel. The in-laws insisted on performing traditional rituals to prove her innocence, rituals that were deeply humiliating and demeaning. Aminat was forced to drink the water used in bathing her husband's remains. She was confined to the house for 4 weeks, shaved her head, and denied any inheritance. They took everything from her. The night before Yusuf was buried, Aminat was forced to sleep in the same room as his corpse. As dawn approached, her sisters-in-law made her cook and display the food outside, a test to see if her late husband would accept it by making it disappear by morning. Miraculously, the food was gone when she checked at dawn. Aminat's in-laws didn't stop at verifying her culpability in her husband's death. They went further to deny her any rights to his property. The family said she could only have access to the property if she agreed to marry Yusuf's younger brother, Habib. When she refused, They threatened to take away her children and send her away with nothing. After the burial, she was locked in a room for the next action. A good Samaritan in the family compound came overnight, opened the door to the room, and helped her and the two kids escape before dawn. He gave her some money to take them out of the village and sustain them for a while. Holding her children close, she slipped out of the house with the help of the Good Samaritan. The darkness of the night mirrored the uncertainty and fear that gripped her heart, but she knew she had to escape to protect her children and herself. With the money given to her, she boarded a bus to a far place, hoping to find safety and a new beginning. The journey was fraught with anxiety, but Aminat's determination to provide a better future for Ibrahim and Zainab kept her going. She vowed to rebuild their lives, no matter the challenges ahead. Life became a daily struggle for Aminat after she was widowed. Overnight, she transformed from a devoted housewife to the sole provider for her family. Her days were a whirlwind of relentless work, juggling multiple jobs to keep her family afloat. Each morning began before dawn as she took on cleaning jobs in the neighborhood. From there, she moved to the bustling markets, selling homemade snacks to hurried passers-by. Her evenings were spent doing laundry for wealthier families, her hands raw and aching from hours of scrubbing. The church community, seeing her plight, offered temporary shelter. The small room they provided was a blessing, but it was far from the stability Aminat yearned for. She dreamed of a permanent home where her children, Ibrahim and Zainab, could feel secure. Despite the shelter, the three of them often felt the cold bite of uncertainty. Aminat's resolve never wavered. She was determined to ensure that Ibrahim and Zainab received the education she believed was their key to a brighter future. Every penny she earned was carefully budgeted, with school fees and supplies taking precedence. She attended parent-teacher meetings whenever she could, often arriving late but always present, her pride in her children's achievements shining through her fatigue. One evening, after putting Ibrahim and Zainab to bed, Aminat sat down with a piece of paper and began to write. She wrote about her dreams of furthering her education, about opening a school one day. It was a small step, but it filled her with a sense of purpose and hope. She shielded Ibrahim and Zainab from the harsh realities as best she could. Yet, the impact of their father's death was a heavy burden for such young shoulders. They missed his comforting presence and the sense of security he had provided. Ibrahim took on responsibilities beyond his years, helping his mother wherever he could, while Zainab's once carefree laughter grew rare. Through it all, Aminat remained a pillar of strength and love. Her children were her world, and she fought fiercely to protect their innocence and happiness, even as she battled her own grief and exhaustion. The bond between them grew stronger with each passing day, forged in the fires of their shared struggles and unwavering in their mutual support. Together, they faced each challenge, drawing hope from the dream of a better tomorrow. Aminat's journey from the tranquil life she had known with Yusuf to the harrowing ordeal of widowhood was evidence to her resilience and strength. Despite the immense suffering and adversity, she remained steadfast in her commitment to her children and their future. Her story is a powerful reminder of the need to challenge oppressive traditions and advocate for the rights and dignity of widows everywhere. Thank you for watching. For more African folktales, be sure to subscribe to our channel.